What's up, Nerf Nation? It's Normatico here, and we are back with another blaster review. We are going back to April of 2021, back when Nerf decided to go ahead and do the Fortnite crossovers, and they introduced us to this lovely little Mega Blaster, the Fortnite Pump SG. Of course, it's called the Pump SG because they're not supposed to say the dreaded G word, which is gun. I'll go ahead and say it because I don't have to worry about anyone confusing this with an actual shotgun because it clearly says Fortnite on it and the Nerf logo. So the Pump SG, of course, the SG does stand for shotgun. It is a single-shot breech-loaded Mega Dart blaster. It does come with, I want to say, 4 to 5 of the Fortnite Mega Darts, which are orange in the actual foam coloring and then purple-headed. The Fortnite ones were a little bit more faded than the traditional Fortnite Mega Dart blasters, such as the Heavy SR. This blaster, it does feature something that was not actually promoted, and that is Slamfire, which is interesting because it is a single-load blaster. If you don't believe me, you can hear that there's a Slamfire mechanism. Now, how do you Slamfire this blaster? I don't know, and your guess is as good as mine, because to load this thing, you actually have to pump, expose the actual breech, load the Mega Dart in there, slide it up, and then fire. How are you going to do that with Slamfire? Or why would you do that with Slamfire mechanism? It defeats the purpose of Slamfire. Slamfire, of course, is there for you to be able to rapidly fire, not do a 4-step reloading process while you fire. Make that make sense for me. Now, that being said, of course, because it is a Mega Blaster, this blaster is oodles of fun itself. Now, with Mega Darts, of course, you suffer from a little bit of a lack of performance compared to elite-sized darts, but that is not always the case, and I'm curious as to how this one performs, because Mega Darts are just fun, and part of the Fortnite aesthetic is having fun. That in spite of the fact that they have flooded the market with Fortnite blasters, much to my chagrin. But I digress. I'm okay with having fun. Now, the blaster itself does come with a little bit of a price tag for what it is. A single-shot blaster, in my opinion, should not be retailing at over $30. When it first came out, it was $29.99 for the first year, and then that price went up to $33.99. Thank you very much, inflation. Of course, I have seen this for as low as $9.99 at retailers such as Ollie's, which, if you don't have an Ollie's nearby you, it's one of those things. Ollie's is almost like a clearance outlet type store. Anything that is closing down, they sell their stock to Ollie's, and then Ollie's put it at bargain buster discounts at their stores. So you can find things usually for about 50% off of what the standard price is. In this case, this blaster I actually saw over the holidays for sale for as low as $9.99. Now, this one is not new in box, as you can see. I picked this one actually used as part of a Goodwill bundle. I think I paid $10.99 for the entire bundle, and it came with like 20 blasters, so yay, score me. 50 cents for a blaster, I'll take it. So, that being said, it has been used. Modifying capabilities of this thing, yes, you can possibly put a spring in here, but other than that, with a Mega Dart blaster, I don't know what else you would do with it. Maybe if you want to take out the AR, I'm not entirely sure. Of course, one fun fact is that in spite of it being blue, it is one of the only actual Fortnite blasters that is not labeled as a rare blaster with its blue coloring. If you know or know anything about playing video games, traditionally, rare items are labeled blue. Of course, epic is purple, legendary being gold. Same thing goes with the Fortnite blasters. Whatever. How can it be rare when they have an entire store full of them? Why would you call it a rare item when you're going to stock an entire store full of them? I don't know. I'm just playing. Now, other features about this blaster. You do have an iron sight here that actually looks to be pretty decent. So, yeah, you can actually center that. And that looks pretty good. So I'll take that. Of course, like most of the Fortnite blasters, it lacks a tactical rail anywhere on here. No tactical rails whatsoever. So if you actually wanted to add an additional sight, be prepared to do some modifications on here. You can actually mount your own rail here. There's plenty of space here for you to put a Picatinny rail. Though I'll be honest with you, with the blaster like this, I don't know if you'd actually use Picatinny. Maybe if you actually wanted to put some Nerf railing here, if you could 3D print that and put that here and maybe put like some sort of a scope up here, that might be fun for grins and giggles, but I don't know if I would actually go with a full-on Picatinny upgrade where you would actually use regular optic sights because, yeah, it's a fun, goofy blaster. Why would you do that? I mean, I wouldn't invest the money on that, to be honest. Now, one of the things that I would do, not gonna beat around the bush here, the form of this thing. It looks like it could be a fun LARP blaster. If you're doing some sort of Old West theme and you wanted to go ahead and actually paint this sucker up to make it look more realistic, you could go ahead and do so. Obviously, these plastic pieces do come apart, and that is perfect for maybe doing a brown stock, black or gunmetal barrel, and then brown actual priming handle. That would be fun. Just make sure to leave the front part orange, folks. Safety first. So, as long as you actually do that, you have yourself a decent looking cosplay blaster. And yeah, that might be what I end up doing with this thing, to be honest, because frankly, I don't have need for a Fortnite single shot shotgun. Not at any of the Nerf meetups that I go with. But given that I am a LARPer, this might be fun for like an Old West themed LARP. And I might do that. Who knows? Who knows? I know. I think I will do that. But anyways, let's go actually run through the chronograph. Let's do a distance test and an accuracy test, and then we'll be back with my final thoughts once we do all those. All right, so we're going to do an outdoor distance test using the Fortnite shotgun blaster. We're going to test to see how far these go. Unfortunately, this might take a little longer than normal because I'm going to have to load and fire each individual shot because of the way this blaster is designed. So let's go and actually make sure one dart's loaded here. It is now primed, angled shot, and a straight shot. Let's take a look and see how far these darts went. We'll be back with those numbers. All right, so with the straight shot, we got about 55 feet. And with an angled shot, I'm going to be honest with you, I did two shots here. One where I was actually going with the wind, one facing the wind. With the wind, we got 100 feet of distance with an angled shot. Against the wind, we got 80 feet of distance. So pretty decent performance out of a Mega Blaster. All gimmicks aside, again, you're going to get the range with this blaster, but you run into the issue where it is just single fire, so have at you. Up next, the accuracy test. All right, so we are indoors. We're going to do the accuracy test, 10 rounds down at the basket. We're about 27 feet away. And let's just see how accurate these sights are using the standard Mega Darts. think I only hit 2 that actually hit the basket, and part of that is because of the fact that A, it's standard mega darts, so they're not the AccuStrike darts, but B, when you use the iron sight, if you're not aiming for about 15 degrees above where you're actually trying to hit, it's going to drop down. So this is not the most accurate blaster at all. But the pump action is fun, so there's that at least. Up next, my final thoughts regarding the blaster. Alright, so here I'm back with my final thoughts regarding the Fortnite Pump SG shotgun, whatever. So I'll be honest with you, it's fun. It's, the pump action is really smooth. The fact that the darts can hit a constant rate of speed, even though these are fresh mega darts, is really okay. I dig the fact that you're hitting 70s. The lowest that I got was in the 72 range. The highest was a 74.9. So low to mid 70s. That's very decent for a Mega Blaster, especially from the Fortnite series, because most of the Fortnite series don't hit the mid 70 range. So good on you for this one. Here are the issues with this blaster. Let me just start off with the obvious. One shot, not good. I could forgive just one shot. After all, this is modeled, it's my opinion, after the Nerf Double Breach, which is a Mega Blaster that actually holds 2 in the breach, and then you fire one, you fire the other one, then you can reload. Same loading style as here with the side door. The difference between this blaster and that one is that it came with 6 darts, yes, 2 in the barrel, and then you actually had dart storage on this side of the blaster where you would hold 4 extra darts. So at no point in time were you reaching for your pockets or reaching into a bag to try to grab extra darts, which when you are actually playing a game or a Nerf battle at home or in a park or something, the last thing you want to have to do is reach into your pockets to grab darts. It would have been so much easier for them to have just installed some dart storage here or on this side as well, or much like some of the other blasters that you see out on the market, such as the Double Fire by Adventure Force, you could actually load it right here on the stock itself. Yes, I know that the Nerf brand is there, but they could actually move this over here somewhere and put the dart storage on this side or on the other side of the buttstock. So there is that. That is a kind of a big strike for me as far as I'm concerned. Now, for little kids, whatever. If they want to reach into their pockets, that's fine, I guess. But the problem with that is that you run into the situation where one surefire way to mess up darts and get them all squished up is by stuffing them in a pocket. So there you have it. But maybe that's the plan, because Hasbro doesn't make money on blasters. They make money on selling multiple rounds of darts. Whatever. Here's the other part that I noticed after I started to do the accuracy test. So the sights, for them to be level, the blaster has to go like this. What does that mean? If you look very closely, this blaster is aimed downwards. The only way for you to actually aim with this blaster is to aim like this, and that is when you see that the actual barrel is straight. The shell of the blaster itself is at an angle. So that's very confusing when you're trying to aim something. Now, that is part of the cartoony aesthetic. I get it. I get that. You're going for a cartoon aesthetic, but when you're going for function, that is an awkward thing for anyone to shoot with, especially a kid. I can figure that out. But a kid is going to hold it like this, and they're going to try to aim. They're not going to try to aim downwards to keep an actual straight barrel. So the size of the blaster for a child, it's not conducive to that. Now, this blaster is made for ages 8 and up, so that's why I'm going from a child's perspective. Even G-Rex, when he held this, the first thing he noticed was, this thing is big for me. I get it, So that being said, for an adult, this is actually a decent size. So if they're going for the 8-year-old market, this might be a little bit too big for them, but that's okay. Even the adults like to have fun. If you are aiming for the older crowd, which I'll be honest with you, Fortnite probably is more for the 8 to teen, make sure you actually do this better. That's all I'm asking. Other than that, the blaster is fun. And is it worth the price of $30? I'm going to say no, it's not. Here's why. So for $30, you could get a slew of other blasters that work better than this one. I get it. You're paying the Epic Games tax, and you know what? I understand how business works, and that's fine. But don't come at me with a $30 single-shot blaster, please. Not when there are other things out in the market that are better than this and have a better design than this. Is it worth the $10 that I saw at Ollie's? Yeah, I believe that. I'd be willing to pay about $15 for this blaster, if we're being honest here, because of the fact that, again, it is a single fire, and there is a lot of plastic in here. I get the size of it means that it's going to be more expensive, but not at the $30 price range. Absolutely not. Now, who is this blaster for? It says ages 8 and up, and the chronograph reads, right around that range where it's safe for an 8-year-old to play with. Any younger than that, they're going to have some problems with it. First of all, the sheer size of it, this is not going to go well with anyone less than 8 years old. They're not going to be able to use it properly. They're going to be running around, and they're probably going to end up hurting themselves because of it. So there's that. For the teenage crowd, you know what? If you're into Fortnite, this might be a fun have. But again, there are other blasters that you might want to play with other than this one when it comes to the Fortnite series, such as the Heavy SR or even the Legendary TAC, which I already did a review on. Is this a bad blaster? No, it's not. Again, there is some fun to be had with this. If you are the type that likes to have a little extra challenge while everyone else has more darts, have at you. This is the one. It is fun. I'm not going to lie. It is a very fun blaster to use, even with the additional loading time. The fact that it does take a few extra seconds to load the darts between shots, it adds a little bit of a challenge there. But I digress. If you're wanting to use it for plinking around the house, that's pretty cool. Who's going to enjoy this the most? I said it earlier. The cosplayers. This is a blaster that can easily be painted up to look as realistic as possible and as costume accurate as possible if you're doing something Midwest. So, for example, if you're part of a LARP that is set out in a Western setting, I would love for there to be a Red Dead Redemption LARP. But anyways, if you're part of a LARP that's like that, congratulations. You found the base for your new LARP weapon. And for those wondering, yes, there are LARPs out there that use Nerf-based combat. There is one that I heard about in Ontario, and of course there's the one that I help to not manage, but I guess weaponsmith, and that is New Coyote here in Ohio. You've probably seen a couple of my videos where it's mentioning that particular LARP. So that being said, that is where this bad boy is eventually going to end up. And yeah, I'm probably going to make another video featuring this when I paint it. So I do want to thank you all for watching Secondhand Blasters. Until next time, keep on blasting.